We start this afternoon with the forecast, and it has been a very hot start to summer all week long.
Temperatures will continue to climb as we head into the weekend. We check in now with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts.
Yeah, as we head into the weekend, we have the heat to worry about and thunderstorms to be concerned about. We do have a few storms out there right now. If you're lucky, some of these downpours will help to cool your neighborhood off. A little bit of lightning associated with what is moving through the low country right now, moving through Bluffton, what was in downtown Savannah, pushing off toward Tybee Island. A few more showers and storms developing pretty much along the Altamaha River, drifting along Highway 84 from the southwest to the northeast. But where it's been dry, it is still on the hotter side. Temperatures right now lower 90s, 92 degrees for Pembroke and for Hinesville. Factoring in the humidity, we've had some triple-digit heat index values out there. The hotter these get, the harder it is for your body to cool off. Feeling like 108 degrees right now in Beaufort. And as we look ahead to the weekend, more actual heat is in the forecast along with some thunderstorms, but the heat index values will be the primary concern. They will be in the danger category, around 110 degrees at times, so definitely stay cool and hydrated, taking plenty of breaks, because if you don't do that and your body temperature reaches 103 degrees, you may need medical attention. That heat stays in the forecast going into the early part of next week. Well, full details coming up.
Scott, thanks so much. And with those high temperatures expected this weekend, the city of Savannah working to make sure you have a way to escape the heat. The Tompkins Center on Ogeechee Road is going to be opened as a cooling center from 11 o'clock in the morning to 6 p.m. all weekend long. And the city's splash pads will also be open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, and several of the city pools will be open from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. this weekend. The Bowles Ford and WW Law pools, though, those are only going to be open on Saturday.
Now, as the heat comes in full force, there are a few things families should think about before heading out to beat the heat. WSAV's Danielle Ruddy explains.
It will be close to record heat this weekend, and one of the places kids and parents will likely pack is a water park like this one in Bluffton. But water doesn't solve all of the problems that kids can face when temperatures climb. Experts say one of the dangers for children playing outside in the extreme heat is that they often don't realize when they start to feel too hot. Doctors say it's important for parents and caretakers to know the early signs of heat illness to look for.
A lot of times you can tell that they look flushed, they may look red. You could even just feel their skin and they'll feel hot. If you were to check their temperature, you'd also notice that their core temperature would be high, and similar to having a fever, like they're sick, but it's because of the heat of being outside.
If you and your little ones are heading outside this weekend, don't forget to pack some extra water, take some breaks in the shade, and apply sunscreen frequently. In Bluffton, I'm Danielle Ruddy, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Other news to tell you about now. We're hearing from an attorney for one of the Savannah police officers involved in a deadly shooting earlier this week on Victory Drive. We've been telling you how two officers approached 35-year-old Nicholas Oxendine Tuesday for loitering near a closed business. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Oxendine attacked one of the officers, and the second officer shot and killed him. In a statement, an attorney for one of the officers says, in part, Mr. Oxendine put the officer in a position where she felt her life and well-being were in extreme jeopardy. The officer involved acted in self-defense. We ask you to please wait for all the facts before any judgments are made in this matter. Well, GBI is handling the investigation. We will continue to update you on any new developments. Tonight, the City of Savannah is launching its Behind the Badge series with the first discussions focused on use of force. The program allows people to take part in training simulations used by real SPD officers so they can see firsthand the types of life and death decisions officers may face. Sessions are being held tonight at 6 p.m. at the Savannah Police Training Center, then again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Registration is required, and you can find the details by going to WSAV.com.
Bluffton police investigating what's being called a suspicious death at a local healthcare facility. It happened at the NHC Bluffton right off of Highway 170. Police aren't saying much, including what may have happened to that elderly person. They do call it an active investigation. The coroner has not released a cause of death in this case. Of course, we'll keep you updated once we learn more.
One person and a pet is dead after an overnight house fire in Savannah. The Savannah Fire Department responding to the scene on Wesley Street just after 3 this morning. Officials say they saw active fire and smoke on arrival. During a primary search, firefighters found one person and a cat dead inside that home. Savannah Fire's arson unit is investigating.
We're getting a better look at the aircraft that crash landed in Tattnall County on Wednesday. Now, a county resident actually shared this video with us. It's not from the night of the crash itself, but we are told the aircraft regularly did flyovers in the area. Officials say Tony Zorn of Lyons was killed when the plane crashed on Highway 144 in Glenville. The Federal Aviation Administration says it's working to determine whether that aircraft was a registered airplane or an unregistered ultralight vehicle. Of course, we'll bring you the latest as more information becomes available.
The legal fight between Hilton Head Island and the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office over a law enforcement fee for residents appears to be over. The South Carolina Supreme Court says the money charged by the Sheriff's Department is legal and island residents should pay the $167 annual fee. Town leaders have argued for close to 6 years now that the fee violates state law and homeowners are already paying for law enforcement through property tax. The court said its opinion is that citizens do benefit from the service fee and the town's appeal is denied.
A new camera on Coligny Beach has many of you asking questions about why it's there and is it watching us? So we went looking for some answers on this one. This is the portable surveillance camera the Beaufort County Sheriffs have now installed near the Coligny Beach entrance. Sheriff's officials tell us it's just for crime prevention. They've actually been getting complaints from businesses in the area about large groups of people there causing problems. They're calling this a visual deterrent to any potential issues. Now, the camera system is not permanent according to the Sheriff's Office, but the town of Hilton Head Island, they are upgrading its own set of cameras for the Coligny parking lot, park, and some parts of the beach. The town says access to any of that video footage from those cameras is going to be restricted and used, as they say, quote, solely for legitimate public safety, law enforcement, and emergency response purposes. That installation will start next month and be finished in about 90 days.
After more than 40 years in law enforcement, Statesboro Chief of Police Mike Broadhead is retiring next week. WSAV's Evan Smoke sat down with him today as he reflects on his career.
After 9 years in charge, Statesboro Chief of Police Mike Broadhead says he thinks he's leaving the department better than he found it. Broadhead will retire from the force effective July 1st. He came to Statesboro in 2017 from Wyoming, and he says he's choosing now to step away as he feels like his excitement for the position has dwindled. He says new ideas are needed to help rebound from a critical point in policing history, and he believes a change in leadership can help achieve that.
I would say that right now is the single most difficult time in the history of American policing. There's been crisis moments, there's been flashpoints that have been more difficult, but for about the last 6, 7, 8 years, it really has been a very difficult time. I feel like I accomplished what I was going to accomplish or work toward that end, and somebody with some new ideas and some new energy can come in and then take the department to the next level.
Captain Jaron Akins will step into the interim chief of police role on July 1st while the city conducts a national search for Broadhead's successor. Reporting from Statesboro, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
The city of Port Wentworth may soon be without Chatham area transit bus services. This decision comes after a Chatham County Commission meeting, which was held just today. WSV's Isley Herschel joins us now in studio to explain what this dispute is all about.
Andrew, Port Wentworth wants to become a permanent user of CAT services, but at least for now, that's not happening because Chatham County Chairman Chester Ellis ruled against it. His reasons come from a current legal dispute between the transit service and the county and the current contract Port Wentworth has with CAT, which Ellis insists is illegal. Ellis has offered the option for the city to hold a referendum in order to formally join in on CAT's services permanently. But Port Wentworth argues it isn't legally required to do that and doesn't want to because it would take over a year for bus services to be put in place.
Not a legal requirement, and it's not something that would be legally binding anyways. So the mayor has already signed the letter to go to CAT to give them their notice of termination at the end of this year.
No matter how this legal fight goes, Port Wentworth will continue to have bus service spanning around the city until the end of the year. Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Isley, thank you. Georgia residents who were impacted by major wildfires earlier this year could be eligible for financial assistance. Georgia Realtors and the Realtors Relief Foundation are teaming to help those who may need financial assistance in the wake of those wildfires. Fires impacted 91 counties and burned more than 50,000 acres, damaging homes across the state. Now, if you live in any of the counties impacted, which includes several right here in our region, you are eligible for the funds. Applications are open right now. You must apply by July 15th, and you can do so by visiting wsav.com/fire relief.
Savannah's economy continues to grow, and new data is showing that the region's actually adding jobs at a record pace. But what's behind that growth? WSAV's Nakaya Harris talked with local economic officials to find out.
Seeing record-breaking employment numbers here in the Savannah metro area. Today, I sat down with the Savannah Economic Development Authority to find out what's fueling that growth.
The Georgia Department of Labor announced this week the Savannah metro area reached all-time highs in both its labor force and employment in May, with an unemployment rate of 2.7%, down slightly from a year ago. President and CEO of the Savannah Economic Development Authority, Tripp Tollison, says it isn't shocking. Savannah labor grew by more than 1,400 people over the month, reaching an all-time high of more than 220,800.
For us, it's being prepared and planning for that growth. And I think we're doing a very good job of that. When you look at all the surface transportation projects that are either being constructed or coming online, you look at the water, wastewater projects that we're doing, we are basically putting, a lot of effort into making sure we're prepared for further growth.
Now, CETA says they expect continued growth within the local job market in the next several years. Reporting in Savannah, Nakaya Harris, WSAV News 3 on your side.